在这边感谢各位嘉宾，也谢谢国防部示范乐队带来的精彩演出。这首曲目《因为爱》送给大家，也代表着台湾是个充满爱而包容多元文化的国家。稍后蔡英文总统预计在9点58分到10点间来到台北宾馆这边来发表就职演说。
Welcome to the live coverage of the Republic of China's 15th presidential inauguration here on Radio Taiwan International. I am Natalie So.
And I'm Leslie Liao. Thank you for joining us. In just a moment, we will bring a live broadcast and translation of President Tsai Ing-wen's inaugural address.
President Tsai Ing-wen, Vice President William Lai, and the Secretary Generals of the Presidential Office and National Security Council were sworn in this morning at the presidential office.
Now, President Tsai has scaled down inauguration events in light of the pandemic. Foreign dignitaries overseas are congratulating Tsai via video. Actually, they already did play the video rather than attending the inauguration. And there is no inaugural banquet this year, actually.
Yes, but there are about 200 guests present at Tsai's inaugural address at the beautiful Taipei Guest House. They are seated about 1 meter apart in a beautiful garden, and these include foreign representatives stationed in Taiwan, city and county leaders, party representatives, and the National Epidemic Prevention Team. Everybody's sitting down waiting for President Tsai Ing-wen to come and give her inaugural address.
Yeah, so we actually just saw a couple of city mayors. We saw the mayor of Taipei, Ko Wen-ze. We also saw Taichung Mayor Lu Xiuyan. Party leaders, we saw James Song, and we also saw the rock stars of recent days, which is the Central Epidemic Command Center staff management. Now, it looks like President Tsai is pulling up to the Taipei Guest House. You're looking at the front of the Taipei Guest House, and she's just going to walk right through straight to the back where her podium is, and we'll give you her speech momentarily.
Yes, very excited. She is doing a scaled-down version of inaugural celebration this time with just 200 guests. All the overseas dignitaries, from abroad will be giving their congratulations via video or via Twitter, as we have from the U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo.
Yeah.
He already sent a congratulations to Dr. Tsai.
And looks like President Tsai's getting ready, so we're getting ready to bring you that in English.
So President Tsai Ing-wen and Vice President William Lai are entering the Taipei Guest House, and people and the band are welcoming them.
And there's William Lai with his wife coming in.
Everybody's standing and applauding for President Tsai and the new Vice President, William Lai.
That's right. Chen Jianren actually stepped down, who was the last Vice President, just a couple of days ago. Presented with the Order of Dr. Sun Yat-sen, Taiwan's highest civilian honor.
Yes, Vice President Chen Jianren is an epidemiologist and played a very key role in helping Taiwan build a great response and national epidemic team to fight and contain COVID-19.
In fact, the Central Epidemic Command Center that's handling the COVID-19, he established that when he was Minister of Health and Welfare.
So now everybody is being seated to prepare for President Tsai Ing-wen's inaugural address. Vice President William Lai and all the distinguished guests who are present with me, and all of my friends in front of the television and the internet, all the people of Taiwan, I want to send you my greetings. I stand here today
是以无比的感
with
恩
a
的
very
心情，
grateful heart
再一次的承担台湾人民交付给我的
as
责
I
任。
take on the responsibility the
这
people
是
of
中华
Taiwan
民
have
国史
given
上
me.
最特别的总统
This
就
is
职
the
典礼
most special inauguration of
它
any
特别
Taiwan
的地方
president.
不在于典礼
What's
的规模，
special is not the scale of
也不在于
events
参与的
or
人数，
the number of people who have
而在于
participated.
我们都知
is
道
What's special is
这一
that
路走来有多么的
this
不容易。
journey, this path has been difficult.
我要感谢
I
台湾
want to
人
thank all the people of
是你们
Taiwan
让这么不容
that
易
you
的
have
事情
enabled this
在台湾发
difficult
生。
situation
我要特别
and
谢谢
tasks
一些
to be
他们
achieved
在
in
过去的
Taiwan
这4个多月的
in the
防疫
past
期
4
间，
months of
很少
epidemic
被人提及。
prevention.
我要谢
I
谢
want
每
to
一个
thank
在防疫初期
every single
在药
person
房门口排队的台湾人，
who has helped out
谢谢你们的耐心，
in this epidemic, who has lined up to buy masks,
是你们
who
让
have
全世界
played a
看到，
part. You have
台湾
shown the world
即
that
使在最
Taiwan,
不安的时
in the
刻，
worst of
也
times,
能够保持
can
公民的美德。
have the virtues of good
我也要谢
citizens.
谢那些居家检疫，
I want to thank you, all the people who were monitoring the home quarantine and
为
those
的
who were
是
in
保
home
护
quarantine
他人的健
and
康。
who bore the
谢谢你们
inconveniences
展现
needed
人
to
性
fight
中
the
最善
pandemic.
良的一
You
面
have，shown the
成
best
就了台湾
of human
防疫
nature
的成功。
and have enabled Taiwan to be
国
a
家的
success
光
in
荣感，
terms of fighting the
生死
pandemic.
与共的共同体，
We have worked as a
这段的记忆
community, a
将
collective,
会存在我们
to
每一个人的
bring
心
pride
中。
and honor to Taiwan.
团结的感觉就是
This
这个
is
样子。
the spirit of unity.
我们今天现场
And
有许多
today
各
we
国
have
的使徒
many
代表，
representatives from
而且
around
我
the
相
world,
信世界上一定有
and I
许
know
多
that
国家
many
也
countries
都在关心
are
台湾。
concerned about Taiwan.
我想借着
I
这个
want
机
to
会告
use
诉
this
你们，
opportunity to tell
你
you
们看到的国
that
家
the country you
有
have
一
seen
群善良
is full of
坚韧的人。
goodwill and
这一群
resilience.
人民，无论活在多么艰
No
难
matter
的环境
how
中，
challenging our
依然
environment
能够
is,
靠着我们的民
we
主，
can
我们的
rely on
团结，
democracy
和我们对彼此
and
的责
unity
任感，
and sense of responsibility to overcome
渡
challenges,
过难关，让台湾
to
在世
enable
界上
Taiwan
屹立不
to
摇。
be a resilient country in this world.
从1月到现
Since
在，
January,
台湾连续2次让国际社会
Taiwan
惊讶
has gotten
第一次是我们的民主
has
选举
learned 2 lessons from society. The first time is our election, and the second time was dealing
过
with
去
this
的这一段
pandemic.
时间，
During
因为
this
防疫的
time,
成功，
due to our
台湾
successes
出
with the
现在
pandemic,
全世界的
Taiwan
各大
has
上
been in
台湾
media outlets
也
worldwide.
现在我们一箱又一箱送往国外
Taiwan
的
has also helped worldwide by sending supplies all over the world. Taiwan is one of the most friendly
当我
countries in
们
the
有
world.
能力的时候，我们一定会
When
向
we have the power, we will definitely help the international community at large.
我也希望我们全体国民，除了分享
I
光
also
荣
hope that other than sharing in the glory, we can also
助人
experience
自助
how
的精神。
when we help ourselves,
疫情还没有
we
完全
help the
结束，
world.
我们不能有丝毫的松懈。
But during this time, though we have done well, we cannot falter and we cannot
这次疫
ease.
情对全球的冲击既深
The pandemic has affected the world far and wide. It has created a new world order. It has
供应链的重组，
restructured supply chains all over the world.
也改变了人们的生活跟
It's
消费，
also changed the way we live and the
甚
change
至
we
也改变
consume.
了国际社会对台湾和周边城
In
市
the international community,
这些改变是挑战。
the changes that we face are indeed challenging, but they are presenting an opportunity for us because right now there are still even more challenges that lay ahead.
未来4年，
In the next 4 years, we will prevail over this pandemic.
所带来的改变，
The changes that come with this pandemic, we will learn to live with it.
才能在疫情过后复杂诡谲的国际情
All
势
the complexities that come with this pandemic,
谁就能够让
the
国家
ones that can acclimate themselves to them, the ones that can endure, are the ones that will rise.
不能依赖机器，
Taiwan will not rely on crisis. Taiwan will endure. Taiwan will power
4
through.
年这一点我做到了。我说过我会留下一个更好的
I promised that I would leave a better Taiwan for everybody. In the next 4 years, I continue to do so.
国家安
The
全、
4 I will focus on 4 main points: social stability, national security,
让台湾
democratization,
我会带
and
领台湾影响未来。
industry growth.
我知道台湾人民最
I
关
know
心
that the
的
people of
就
Taiwan
是我
care
们的
most
产业
about
经济
our
发展
economic development.
我们在2016年启动的
In
经济发展新模式，
2016, I
致力让
started
台湾
some
的经济
new
走向
economic
10年
directions
来
for
国
the
际经济
country,
的巨大的变
and
革
there
下
have been many changes in the global economic order.
经济成长更回到了四小龙的
We have seen the best economic growth among the 4 Asian tigers,
因为疫情控制
and
得当
because of our containment of COVID-19, we have been able to have positive economic growth, and that is
但我们在纾
a
困
rare
振兴经济上
situation in the world today.
继续地超前部署，全力维持
We
经济
will continue to work on economic stability and
面对的
development.
是全球经济更
In the next 4 years, we're going to see more changes in the global
在
economic
经济
order.
方面，我们将秉持稳定中追
We are
求
going
成长
to
便利
pursue
中
stability and growth.
的政策理念，持续地落实前瞻基础建设、造园投资等重大的
We are going to continue with
来
our
巩固未来
plans for
10年的
investment in
在
our
产业化的
industries.
方面
Now, in our industries, we are going to take the opportunity to build on our basis and build 6 core strategic industries. We're going to be a key source of strength in the future global economy. We're going to strengthen the development of IT and digital technologies. We're going to use semiconductors, our strong semiconductor industry to have an important place in the global economy. We're going to be an important base for the ICT and the IoT industries. And in this 5G era, we're going to use digital transformation and data security for national security and strengthen our roles in these areas. And we're going to keep up with the world's latest developments in biomedical technology. In this pandemic, in terms of finding a vaccine or medical supplies, we have been able to play a key role, and we're going to build relevant industries so that we can play a role in these challenges. And fourth, we're going to develop military and civilian cooperation in defense and strategic industries. We're going to enable civilian industries to participate in the defense industry, including the aviation and space industries. We're also going to build our green and renewable energy industries. We have become a focal point for investment in renewable energy in the world in the past 4 years. And we hope that the goal of 20% of our energy will be renewable energy and that we can be an Asia-Pacific green energy hub. And we want to develop industries as well to produce key supplies and combat readiness. These include medical supplies, and we want to keep these key industries and production facilities in Taiwan so that we don't have to rely on others. That's how we can guarantee our ability to survive in this world. The government will support these industries, and in the next few years, we have many strategies to develop these industries.
Next, we will make the country's base demand will be the benchmark for our supply chain. During this pandemic, we have increased our production of masks and successfully fulfilled demand. Not only have we increased our mask production, but we will also assess what else the country needs and increase production as a result.
建立台湾品牌的全球战略物资的制造链。
The Taiwanese brand will expand under my leadership, and I will increase recognizability.
是产业发展最重
We also know finance is the most important part of increasing production. We will reform Taiwan's financial policies. That way, in the best way to help industry growth. We will also create a safe manufacturing environment. We will provide public health. We will provide legal structure, and we will also provide as much relief as we can. That way, high-tech industries can help us.
接下来，我们也要持续的引导产业
Next, we will also help.
和美、日、欧下签贸易跟投资保障。
Next, we will insert ourselves in the global trade environment.
我们持续推动西南向
We will also continue to press forward with the new southbound policy.
市场，鼓励厂商前往布局，为产业的国际合作创造更有利的条件。当我们在全球寻找机会
As we look for more global opportunities,
将会是我们最好的伙伴。
I believe that Taiwanese businesses abroad will be our best partners.
台湾要成为全球经济的关键。
Taiwan must become a pivotal power in the world. In order to do so, we must also increase our talent.
研发和管理的人才，让台湾的产业的团队能够更加的国际化，拥有全球竞争
That way, we increase our international competitive edge.
我们更要和国际竞
Over the next 4 years, Taiwan's economy will enter a new stage, complete with more flexible capital and talent flows, more robust industrial capabilities, and closer ties with the world.
国际竞争力。未来的4年，更融通的金流，更活水的人流，更强劲的产业实力，更与世界紧密连接的
Together, we are going to enter a new era of shared prosperity.
迎向繁荣的新时代。产业发展的同时，我们
As we develop our industries, we will also keep in mind that the people expect the government to foster a safe society,
政府必
to
须
be
要
a better country. The government must take on more responsibilities to reduce the burden on the people and mitigate issues in society. Over the past few years, we have addressed long-term care 2.0, child care, and residential justice issues.
就是要把这张网
Over the next 4 years, my goal is to weave an even tighter net so that we can catch every single person who needs help and prevent future tragedies.
首先，我们要更强化健康跟
First, we will strengthen our health and disease prevention safety net. Taiwan is an aging society, and infectious diseases pose a serious challenge to the health of our people. That is why we need to bolster our disease prevention and treatment capabilities and link industries to make more breakthroughs in vaccine and new drug development.
让人民可以更健康。
That way, people can enjoy healthy lives and receive better
接
care.
着，我们要把社会安全网
We
的
also
漏
want to
洞
mend the gaps in the social safety net.
及其视觉
Over the past few years, a great deal of discussion has arisen around public safety incidents
不只是视觉
involving schizophrenia patients. The same goes for other mental illnesses, drug addiction, and domestic
我了
violence.
解民众的
I understand your concerns. These issues are not just the responsibility of individuals
当
or
家庭
families.
无法妥善照顾
They are
自己
the
患者
responsibility
政府
of the government.
责任介入
The government should help in.
我会强化社会照顾组
We
织
should develop
让
a social
第一
care
线的社工
system
力量能够提
that
升
will enhance the capabilities of frontline social workers
让社工
and
能够深
improve
入最基层
their work environment so that they can work at the grassroots and identify people who have fallen through the gaps
另
in
外
our
这一
safety
个案
net.
所引起的争议我们不能把责任全部推给
Now, we
医疗
cannot
部门
hold medical agencies or individual judges solely responsible for these
应该检讨
controversies.
制度优化制度该修法的地方
Our judicial
就应
and
该
executive
找出
branches should reevaluate and optimize these
一个更好
systems.
的国家也必须重视国家安全
A good country should care more about social security.
维持两岸关系的和平，希望让台湾在印太地区的和
A
平
better country also requires better national security. In the next 4 years, we will continue with our peaceful, stable cross-strait relation policy and national defense reforms. In terms of national reforms, we have 3 major areas. First is accelerating the development of our asymmetrical capabilities. We want to bolster our defense capabilities, future combat capacity development, and mobility countermeasures and non-traditional asymmetrical capabilities. The second is reforms to our military reserve and mobilization systems. We need to enhance the quality of our reserve forces and their weapons, equipment, and training so that they can be an effective force. And we need to establish a strong interdepartmental system connecting our reserve and mobilization systems. The third, we want to improve our military management institutions. Today's young service members have all grown up in a democratic society, and one of our most important missions will be to find ways for them to utilize their professional skills in line with military needs. Some young service members have difficulties adjusting to military needs, and this has reflected the gap between today's society and our military management institutions. We need to close that gap and to reduce negative societal views of the military and increase the military's prestige and morale. We will improve appeal and counseling mechanisms within the military. And in terms of training, we will strengthen leadership capacities across all levels of leadership. We need to strike a balance between the team-oriented military discipline needed for actual combat and society's respect for the individual.
Over the past 4 years, we have actively taken part in addressing major global issues, including counterterrorism, cooperation, humanitarian assistance, religious freedom, and non-traditional security. Throughout this global pandemic, we have been praised for providing selfless assistance to the international community wherever we are able. Taiwan has been deemed a democratic success story, a reliable partner, and a force for good in the world by the international community. All Taiwanese people should take pride in this. Over the next 4 years, we will continue to fight for our participation in international organizations, strengthen mutually beneficial cooperation with our allies, and bolster ties with Japan, Europe, and other like-minded countries. We will also participate more actively in regional cooperation mechanisms hand in hand with countries in regions to make concrete contributions to peace and stability and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region. In the face of complex and changing cross-strait circumstances, we have made the greatest effort to maintain peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait over the past 4 years, gaining approval from the international community. We will not accept the one country, two systems set forth by Beijing. We will maintain the status quo. That is unnegotiable. We will also adjust our cross-strait policy by adjusting the Constitution. That is how I plan on moving forward. Cross-strait relations have reached a historical turning point. Both sides have a duty to find a way to coexist over the long term and prevent the intensification of antagonism and differences. Faced with changing circumstances, I will hold firm to my principles, adopt an open attitude to resolve issues, and shoulder my responsibilities as president.
共同稳定。
I also hope that the leader on the other side of the strait will take on the same responsibility and work with us to jointly stabilize the long-term development of cross-strait relations.
未来4年，除了国家建设的工程，
While we work to achieve national development, it is crucial that we optimize our government institutions over the next 4 years.
让
Our legislative yuan will establish a constitutional amendment committee giving us a platform to engage
对话
in dialogue and reach a consensus on constitutional reforms
宪政体制将
pertaining to government systems and people's rights.
促进契合台湾
This democratic process will enable the constitutional system to progress with the times
更应该优先。
and align with the values of Taiwanese
司
society.
法改革方面，
Our first priority
我已经实现了司法国是会议的承诺。
should be lower
法
to
官法
the voting age from 20 to 18, an issue which both the majority and opposition parties are in
劳动
agreement.
事件法入系。
In terms of judicial reform, I delivered on my promise to convene a national congress on judicial reform, and we completed amendments to the Judges Act, the Attorneys Regulation Act, and Constitutional Court Procedure Act, and the Labor Incident Act. This is all base work for the further improvement of our judicial
人
system.
民的不满就是
However, our judicial reforms are still in transition, and our current progress has not yet met the public's expectations. I will continue to solicit opinions from across society and keep pressing forward.
成为改革的
The
支
people's
柱
dissatisfaction drives us to continue the path of reform.
再遥远，更
We
加
need to implement a lay judge system so that citizens can act as lay judges in court and become catalysts for judicial reform. This will help bridge the distance between the people and our judicial
行政
system
院组织
so that it aligns better with their expectations and earns their trust.
再次启动，包括成立一个专责的数位发展部会，还有与时俱进的调整各部会，让政府的
The National Human Rights
更
Commission,
贴近国家发展的需求。检察院的国家
our examination yuan team will be instated in September, and I will ask them to propose a comprehensive reform plan and evaluate past policies so that they can become an effective human resource department that can cultivate
我也会请
the
求上任
talent
的
a
考
modern
试
government
提
needs.
出完整的改革方案，检讨过去的思维，转型为称职的国家人力资源部门，培育现代政府所需要的治理人才。各位国人同胞，
My fellow citizens,
过去
over the
的
past
70
70
年来
years, the Republic of China on Taiwan has grown more resilient and unified through countless
我
challenges.
们抵抗过
We have resisted the pressure of aggression and annexation. We have made the transition from authoritarianism to democracy.
旷野之中。
Although we were once isolated in the world, we have always persisted in the value of democracy and freedom,
民主自由的价值，
no matter what challenges we have faced.
自助助人、自助人助的共同体意识。
Taiwan must help ourselves to help others, and when we help ourselves,
今天我们的现
others
场
will help us.
有很多防疫
Many
英
of the
雄
heroes in our fight against COVID-19 are here with us today, including members of our national face mask team, and may they please stand up right now. Let us give them our gratitude and thanks and applause.
谢谢。
Thank
请坐
you.
谢谢。我们有疫情指挥中心的工
Our
作团队，
Central
请站起来
Epidemic
好吗
Command Center Public Health Team, please stand and let us give you our thanks.
请坐，谢谢。以及我们苏院长带领的政府团
And
队，请
Premier
站起来好
Susan
吗？
Tong's cabinet. Thank you.
谢谢，谢谢你
for
们
all
的
that
辛
you've
苦
done.
谢谢，请坐。还有没有在
There are
现场的
many
各
more
行各业
heroes from
的
all
防疫英雄
walks of life not in attendance today. Medical workers, postal workers,
药师、便利
pharmacists,
商店的店员
convenience store
以
clerks,
及问讲朋友
and
等等。
many more.
请容我无
I
法
cannot
一一叫
call
出
out
各位
all of your names,
但
but
我
I
想要
want
告诉
everyone
大
to
家
know that throughout the past 70 years,
一次又
Taiwan
一
has
次的挑
overcome
战
countless
依靠的
challenges.
从来都不
We
是
haven't relied on just one or two heroes,
而是像各位
but
一样
every
世纪
single
本
person.
巨人的无名英
Every
雄
single person is an
是因为有你
unsung
台
hero,
湾世世代代的幸福
and we have enabled Taiwan to become a happy, safe, and prosperous
我要向你们
place.
所有的人致敬
I want to
所有的台
express
湾人
my respect and salute all of you.
的赖清德
Every single person in Taiwan is a hero. Vice President Lai and I are honored to take on the responsibility you have entrusted to us.
承担中华民国总统的
Taking on the responsibility of the President of the Republic of China in such difficult times brings me more pressure than joy. But I will not back down because all of you are with me. The path forward will not be easy, and greater challenges await us. We are a country that has persevered through even the greatest hardships. We, the 23 million people, have always been and will always be a community with a shared destiny.
未来也像是这样。我由衷的
I truly hope that all of my fellow citizens will remember how it felt to come together to overcome the challenges of the past few months.
中华民国
The Republic of China can be united.
台湾
Taiwan can be safe and secure.
当一个台湾人
Being Taiwanese can be an honor that makes you hold your head high in pride. My dear citizens, the path ahead of us is long, and we are about to begin a new chapter in Taiwan's story. Taiwan's story belongs to each and every one of us, and it needs each and every one of us. I ask that the 23 million people of Taiwan to act as our guides and partners. Let us pool our wisdom and courage and make this country a better place together. Thank you.
谢谢大家，谢谢。
赖副总统。
So that was a very positive inaugural speech.
Yeah, indeed.
谢谢，再一次以热烈掌声，谢谢总统。
And now President Tsai and Vice President Lai are waving to all of the guests
总统以及
as they applaud. They are outdoors in the beautiful Taipei guest house.
Indeed.
And actually, President Tsai's approval rating is at an all-time high, over 70%,
3%,
right?
I believe, right? All-time high. We're talking about a president who, her approval rating has been skyrocketing ever since, I suppose, the last election. It's just been on an upward trend.
Right.
And it actually just hit a high note, like you said recently. It's an all-time high, 73%. Unprecedented. Unprecedented.
Right. People have been very happy with how the government has handled the pandemic and has enabled Taiwan to mobilize and keep the people safe.
Well, that's about all we have for you today. Thank you for tuning in to our special coverage of the 15th presidential inauguration of the Republic of China. We are coming to you live from Taipei. Write to us. We'd love to hear from you. P.O. Box 123-199 Taipei, Taiwan. You can also email us at rti@rti.org.tw. Feel free to visit our website at en.rti.org.tw, or if you're on any of the social media, come say hi to us, because we handle that as well. Facebook.com/Radio Taiwan International, or if you're joining us on the Taiwan Insider page, we do create a weekly magazine that you will be able to enjoy every Thursday. If you're there, you probably already see it. Facebook.com/Taiwan Insider as well.
Yes, we have a lot of great segments and news and features for you, and even games. We hope that you join us on the internet, on YouTube, on Facebook. Thank you again for joining us. I'm Natalie So.
And I'm Leslie Liao. Thanks for tuning in.